Now time for Mental Wellness Wednesday. Our friend Dr. Tracy Alloway is back, and today we're talking about pets and that special connection. It was Hug a Pet Day earlier in the week, and then it was like National Pet Day, I think a day ago.
Yes.
So this is the perfect topic. When you came out here with your outfit, I'm like, wait, you look like Jasmine from Aladdin. Are we talking about like fantasy or something? Well, what's going on here? But this is something that's really popular, obviously, with pets, and there's been so many studies done with them. So the first one is it's an actual happiness boost.
Yes, so this is fascinating. Any pet owner will tell you their pets make them feel happier, but this study was specifically looking at oxytocin. And what they found is this idea of, it's called the oxytocin feedback loop, like a circle. It goes in a loop where when the owners looked at their pet and the pet looked at them, it actually boosted oxytocin in both the owners and the pets. But here's the key. They looked at 60 seconds versus 90 seconds, and they found that it's only 90 seconds that showed this boost in oxytocin, this hug hormone or this feel-good hormone.
Wow, that's pretty remarkable, especially just for something you're talking look. There's no communication there, nonverbal communication,
That's
and that
right.
can happen.
You're not even hugging them.
Yeah, well, the other thing that's interesting too, during COVID, a lot of people were in isolation, right? So pet adoptions were sky high, and I would imagine this would be some of the reasons why, that happiness component of it.
Yes, absolutely. And, you know, just kind of an aside, it also got them out of the house. So it targeted that isolation or that sense of feeling trapped.
And then another big part of this, stress relief. A lot of times, if you have a pet just walking outside or doing something, your mind is focused elsewhere. You're in the moment. You have a loving relationship.
I love that you said that, Mark. There's so much research to talk about how a pet encourages present mindedness or even mindfulness. Because when you're outside, like you said, you have to focus on your environment. You have to focus on the trees, the sidewalk, the sounds around you. You're away from your screen.
And then another part of this, emotional contagion. What exactly is that?
Emotional contagion is this idea that the pet senses your emotional connection. And there are studies to show that the pet will be able to recognize between when you're feeling happy and when you're feeling sad, and then provide kind of emotional support, if you will, when you're feeling sad.
You know, it's interesting because everybody who has a pet, obviously, it's a part of your family. It is a family member. But when you talk about the science behind it and that connection that you have and the love, it is extremely important. And something that I would imagine even with kids, it helps them to thrive and develop as well, mentally and socially.
It can, and it can also develop a sense of responsibility and ownership. And it's a great way to teach young children, especially because they may not want to take ownership about cleaning their rooms or doing the dishes, but caring for a pet is a wonderful reciprocal way for them to establish responsibility.
Absolutely. And one of the things that we always like to point out, you have a series of books that are out there, and there's a lot of different services that you offer. So if people want to learn more about you, what's the best way to connect?
I'm online, tracyalloway.com. I'm on social media, Dr. Tracy Alloway. I'd love to connect.
And then your book too, a lot of it's on memory. And this is something that I think is really important because when we get to the summer, they have the summer slide, the summer slump. You know, it'd be a good idea to reach out, maybe to help the kids out so they don't lose everything that they learned throughout the year. So then when the fall comes around, they are ready to go.
That's right. There's also an app, the AWMA, that gives individuals a tip that they can use every day that's all science-based to keep your memory working well.
All right. Well, thanks again for all your time and all your information and for dressing up and looking like Jasmine. I like keeping it weird, right?
That's right.
Now, because of your background, you're like, I'm going to go and analyze Mark's brain with that one. All right. Stick around, more to come right after this.